Everyone, in this observable notebook, I'll be discussing yet another way to visualize the GoodReads all-time favorite dataset. Let's take a quick look at the raw data. Our raw data is an amalgamation of various information about books. That includes their authors, their average stars, the number of ratings, number of reviews, number of 5 stars, number of 4 stars, and so on. I have used 3 columns to come up with the visualization. I have used 2 categorical attributes, namely author name and book name, and 1 quantitative sequential attribute, that is their average rating. Our visualization is a radial dendrogram with authors as the root node. The authors then divide into several authors that we can select using this multi-select search box. Each author is then divided further into multiple ratings, which are then connected to the books. So the data type, which was of tabular type, has been converted into a tree type dataset, which basically means it's a nested object of parent and consisting of its children, which again consists of more children, and that again consists of the final level of leaf nodes. Let's look at the hypothesis or the made up insights that I came up with that I wanted to validate with my visualization. First of all, my first hypothesis was that Stephen King is widely regarded as one of the most renowned authors of our time, with many of his works adapted into successful movies. That is why I think it was reasonable to assume that most of his literary work was highly rated, with an average rating of more than 4 stars or higher. My second hypothesis was that Ruskin Bond is a renowned and well established name in the world of literature, having contributed immensely to the literary world with his works. Given his popularity, it's reasonable to assume that many of his books have made it to the GoodReads list of all-time favorites. Let us try to validate these hypotheses. For first of them, let's look at Stephen Hawking and all of his books. So here is Stephen Hawking, and as we can see, he does have a lot of books that have made it to the all-time favorite list. But as you can see, there are more books which are rated below 4 than the ones that are rated above 4. So I guess our first hypothesis was half correct and half wrong, in the sense that he does have a lot of books that have made it to the list, but most of them are rated below 4. As for our second hypothesis, Ruskin Bond, assuming that I assume that he would have a lot of books that must have made it to the all-time favorite list, but it is pretty evident from the graph here that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5 of his books made it to the list. And with this graph, I came up with the final insights, or the real insights, as you can say it, and also one very interesting insight that I found with this graph. Let me quickly highlight them. So my first real insight was that although many of Stephen King's books have made it onto the list of all-time favorites, the majority of them have received rating below 4. This suggests that while they may be popular, they may not be considered among the highest quality works in the literary canon. Second, out of all Ruskin Bond's books, only 5 have made it onto the list of all-time favorites. However, each of these books have received a rating above 4, showcasing the enduring appeal and quality of his work. And last, Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption is currently Stephen King's most highly rated book, boasting a rating of 4.52, while Gerald's Game falls at a lower end of the scale with a rating of 3.56. Interestingly, both of these books have been adapted into movies, bringing their compelling stories to life on the big screen. Thank you.